leave one player half wall so the CTs can't get banana control, but you're pressuring middle the entire time. And it looks like something similar is going to happen here. Alex is completely blinded up. The flashbang comes through from the CT side, and that was beautifully played by Finest.
Yeah, some nice initiative taking there from Team Finest, getting themselves another opening pick, and now all that Movistar is left with a bit of a pinch toward the A site. Here's the reloader's deaths, and that's a really nice opening. Blesson will go down, but Shox is still dancing around the graveyard position, and he'll take 2 frags of his own. His first 2 kills ever against his former team. It's the first time he is playing against them. The first time these two organizations, I believe, have played against each other, especially with these rosters. And it will be Twist in Mexico to finish it off. So that's a perfect start for the Gambit on the T side.
Yeah, I think it also comes down to, once you've got that opening pick as the CT side, the T is more often than not fall back on the B bomb side, so they've got that extra defense here to pad it up. Your bait setup because Twist firing these shots through the smoke means they're never going to be expecting a Narcaz boosted up. He can get 2 for free, switches to the knife, it's a disaster. The flash comes through, Krias has fallen on the side, but thankfully for Finest, Twist has been able to get one back. Sunfire is fragging, Twist is just doing it through the smoke right now, and he's keeping Finest in the round.
Well then, that was an interesting one. Sunfire has still got a chance, but not anymore. That grenade flies in, banked off the CT wall. Seconds to go. Just holding the line at the moment, looking for aggression, and Narcaz is creeping up right now. Will he walk into the scope? There's a shadow advantage here for some players to play with if he creeps up himself. At the moment, it's a bit of a standoff. Early pick for Twist or Banana, and a Narcaz catches the timing. Drops the bomb as well.
As you say, perfect timing there for Narcaz, and look at Plessum on top of the balcony right now. He can't hit the shots. Alex with the AK gets the job done, and Narcaz gets caught by deaths as he tries to round the corner. 18 seconds left remaining. Movistar Riders have full control of the site. Twist is trying to come through, but he can't catch them on the cross. Bomb plant secured, and I wonder if Finest are even going to consider going for this. Nah, Twist has called it. He's done. Saving, heading for the hills. Job done, and Movistar Riders are on the board.
They are on the board, and mostly thanks to timings that round. I mean, we saw it work in Finest's favour early on. I mean, Narcaz creeping in just as some Pyres crept in. I thought the timing on that was pretty good. They actually needed to get that information, did Finest, because they only had that one kill toward the bottom of Banana. They knew it would possibly be a play toward A after that, because Twist could see basically everything at that stage. But, yeah, as it is, Narcaz got his pick, but then was isolated towards short, and when the pinch came through long, the fact that Plesson didn't get out of the map, some Pyres about to peek towards CT, and Narcaz, unfortunately, right into the crosshair. Now Krias is under a lot of pressure. Molotov in towards quad position. That's a nice pick from Plesson, actually, catching Mopos trying to advance, and Krias is still here, alive and kicking, dancing between the pillar, trying to get away, but he's wasted so much time. Plesson's still here, they know it. But it is a 2v3, and that's going to be very hard for Finest to recover. Alex is ready to peek with his team. Takes a dink, but still hits the insta-headshot. And that will force Shox away to save, almost certainly.
Yeah, it looks like he's hanging around here, saying his prayers as he makes his way through the church, looking to have a crack at the clutch, but now he's been discovered. And with only 29 points of health, I don't know if he stands any chance. At least the Molly's going to be forcing Deaths out, who does fall to his deaths, as his namesake might suggest, but
next to him. He might not be able to move Shox for the next few seconds, so Narcaz is under pressure. Gets one, but only one. But look at the health. Everyone's so low. But now Davy has a chance at a clutch, who does trade Krias beautifully there. And look at this. It's now anyone's. Davy 74 health. Plesson, full health. Has a smoke, but no kit. There's one on the site right in front of him. And he's actually a bit closer than I think Davy might be expecting. Plesson knows he's in the right-hand corner. There's nowhere else he can be. He was here quick enough to get that information. He's going to look for it, and he immediately takes the head off of him. Really nice patience there from Plesson. He knew the information, and he hit the shot immediately. Picks up the AWP. Best round possible for Finest. 5-3.
absolutely, Trav. Couldn't have said it better myself, mate. I mean, I think everybody on Finest breathes a huge sigh of relief there once Plesson buries the bullet into his opponent's head and completes the round, because it was supposed to
ground out their way to this position from the very first stage at the event to here, and they're about to grind their way into the bomb site. Alex is get the first pick though, and Plesson's doing great work. 3k on the hold, and Sunpice is going to miss the AWP shot, tapping away with the USP, and he's missed both of them, I'm afraid. Kreese is here to help out too. And he's tagged his AWP down to 10 HP, so there's not really much you can do with this one. 50 seconds to go, and they're back toward T-spawn. I think we might be in for a long save here, Hayes.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually so well played by Plesson, bobbing and weaving like that. sting like a butterfly, move like a bee. There's a saying in there somewhere. That's certainly not it, but he was playing really well there, just back and forth, using the pillar as cover. You know, as he tucks in, that's when the Movistar Riders players swing even wider to try and force that fight. So he catches them in transition again. That was just beautiful Counter-Strike coming through from Pleasant to rack up all 3 frags. Nearly even got a 4th in the sequence as well. And, you know, we've had some back and forth rounds here. Finest.
The opening bullets that Anarquez took might force Pleasant into making a play here. He's going to look for this frag toward Davy or who sees who first. They're blocking in the smoke, and he just about gets away with it. Again, it's recovered into a 3v3, but damage seems to be basically irretrievable for Team Finest unless they don't smoke CT, which of course they can't because they don't have one. A flash is the only thing they can use, but it's a good pre-fire for Mopos. And of course, Anarquez, that's the one sort of situation that you can look at and perhaps say, well, he is the player that we know plays on higher ping because of his location. I'm not sure if they're in a team house together right now, but maybe.
I don't think they are.
I reckon that is a factor due to the high ping that he couldn't shoot in time there. Because he's very fast.
Actually, we know they're not because we saw the player camps earlier, right?
True.
And they were all in their rooms.
True.
So yeah, that's an important consideration that you just mentioned, man. Looked like it might have cost him a little bit. Difficult to be an AWPer and hold those tight angles in the online realm of Counter-Strike. Look at Mopos, he's got 14 frags, Trav. When your entry fragger is farming kills as he is right now, life must be real good in your camp. Big work coming through from Mopos right. It's Movistar Riders, that would be devastating for Finest. It's Mopos on the entry once again. He's going to do as he's done so far and find that opening pick. Now it's Sunpayus who comes into the act as well. He gets himself a frag. Oh
nice.
My god, he's going to double down. Unscoped there. He's still actually able to get the scope in on time and find the frag onto Anarquez.
That's a really nice pick. 2 from Sunpayus again. We saw him step up so many times for this roster in the past when they're in sort of hectic situations like that. And he hits 2 critical shots. Sure, he's 10 HP, but I don't really think Shox and Pleasant really have much say in this one. Got a tight angle here, does Pleasant, and they're actually going toward his position. They're all going to group up together now. There's 50 seconds to go, plenty of time. The bomb is coming as well on the back of Sunpayus. Of course, he's the low HP player, so he'd probably want to get the 2 rifles in first. Problem is, if Pleasant somehow gets a double kill, it's going to be a very hard trade for Sunpayus being so low. So this round hinges on Pleasant's position here. How many can he get? Can he do back to swing the angle? He can't get a single one. And that should seal a first half lead for Movistar. Look how far Shox is away. There are plenty of Shoxes in Counter-Strike, but I don't think that whichever Shox you are is going to help you in this situation.
No better than Shoxy King, Shoxy Jesus himself, my favorite player of all time. So maybe I'm a bit biased, and he follows me on Twitter, so it doesn't really.
That's the flex you want to get in.
That's true. Shox flex his skills here. Yeah, fights the first. Low HP on a couple players as well. Wants to phase the smoke as it fades, but the problem is Sunpayus has the angle with the AWP, and he's not missing a beat right now. Gets the frag to close out the round. 3 from him to put the finishing touches on a half, and Movistar Riders close it out.
They're actually going to stick with it. Maybe they're expecting him not to know exactly where he is because of the silencer. That could be a factor. And Des is just getting so many kills from this position. Wow, he makes it 3. Can you believe it? And of course, then the rifle drops into his teammate's hand below him. Unfortunately, of course, he doesn't have Kevlar. So they've actually managed to trade their way onto the site here. Sure, it's a man disadvantage, but Davy G, with that rifle, does not have a kit in this one. Which I feel like would have been a relatively decent investment on a round such as this, which you could have won. And yet we'll get a pick back though, so it might not even matter. Pleasant now has to clutch it. 1 versus 3. What's the second player towards CT? We'll tap the head off of Sunpayus beautifully. It's now all down to Davy G. It's actually a pretty clean duel. 74 versus 63. No kit as I mentioned. It's a hold of the angle for Davy G, but Pleasant keeps playing with it. Wasting the clock down, but just 11 health now to spare. Davy G will jump in, hit the 1 bullet required. And I think, Hayes, he's just got enough time. Death's actually under a lot of pressure here. It's actually the only one on the site. There's a player arch and a player library which are going to pinch toward long, and that will get 1 frag back in return. But Death needs a couple of kills here. He can get 1, but only 1. So they've got themselves the A bomb site in a 3v3. Alex, though, I think he's just got the timing on Pleasant. Pleasant turned around and did not see him walk into Boiler. That could be a big play coming in here.
Who takes first contact is the question, though. You've got a player coming from short. It looks like Sunpayus is going to be repositioning here to join up with his teammate on quad as well. As I said, who's taking contact? That's the big question right now. Who takes the attention? Alex, he's waiting for somebody to give him that opportunity. Meanwhile, they're juggling smokes, shocks. That's a beautiful tap, but somehow Mopaz is actually able to pivot 90 degrees to get the trade frag. Smoke dropped on the bomb to make it difficult for Movistar Riders to try and close that gap, and Twist knows that he's got room to play with. Alex gets the trade once again. Pleasant just has to stay alive here. There's no time for Alex, and he's going to have to fall back and save the gun. Pleasant picks up the AWP. Will he survive the explosion? Should and an MP9. Up against AKS and an AWP, there should almost be no way here for Movistar Riders to lock this one down. Rotations coming through from Deaths as well. But Finest, this has to be their round for the taking.
CZ shooting through CT smoke to try and bait them into the MP9 boosted up, and it's going to work out well for that. Of course, now Alex only has 12 bullets left. A reboost. Oh, it's perfect. They're not going to expect that, but Twist just faces in time. What a critical swing that was. That could give Finest their way in here. And I doubt that Movistar are going to want to throw the AWP away in this situation. They obviously can't buy next round. They're going to creep in at least. I think they know they've done damage, which is why they're still interested in it. It would be a bit of a weird decision to play this one out. Shocks will shoot the ground, so not to make any noise dropping off the edge of pool. And in the end, they are going for it. Deaths, he gets one. And it makes sense to go for it on the players without the AWP. And he actually even gets Shocks as well, but... does he survive? I think he is going to, because Anarchez can't afford to be anywhere near the bomb as he's only 22 HP. So both the AWPs are going to stay up here.
You back Sunpires to hit that shot every single day of the week. Opening frag goes a begging. Looks like Finest want to put pedal to the metal in towards the A-bomb side. Flashes are good though. Sunpires will get a kill. WG's been compromised. Lamoli is going to force him out. Will try get a kill before he goes down, but it's not going to be possible. And the pit player's fallen. Everybody's fallen. The A-bomb side's been compromised, and Finest are on the cusp of regaining the lead here in the dying stages of this first map.
Oh boy, Movistar, what's going on? There's nothing more you can do here than a save. We'll remove the AWP from the action. So that's actually a little bit of a misplay there from Anarchez, actually. Because they wouldn't have had an AWP in the next round otherwise. I mean, let's see. Sunpires 2,900. Sure, he could have bought one, but perhaps it wouldn't have been necessarily advisable with one player on low money. But I think they probably would have gone for it, to be fair. So still, it does make a difference, because giving that AWP for free means that Sunpires, once again, doesn't have to invest as much. So, slight error, but no problem. At least they have gone down anyway with that tag, as a Molotov would have done more and more damage, but certainly the AWP just getting that extra bit of damage through the half wall does mean that the Molotov is too much for Pleasant to handle. Sunpires, again, Billy mollied out. Oh, he's 5 HP. He's taking so much damage from that. He'll get one kill, but now he's in trouble. And Shocks double entries the site. 2v2 to possibly win out map 1 here. It's anyone's. The problem is, for Movistar, is they have an MP9 on this retake. Davig has a kit. That is something, but they don't have a smoke. Of swinging toward the graveyard and the ruins position. And it could be a graveyard for Movistar on map 1 here. It's Deaths 1v2. And it's looking pretty impossible. Anarchez is holding the line again. And he'll get the second kill as well. Finishing it off. Again, you know, the meta of the Julies right now is so strong. And again, Davig shows how powerful they are. Just spamming away. Could even make it 3 kills. Look how low Anarchez is. Oh my goodness. 2 guns are better than 1. Krez has at least looked behind one player toward B. And now Davig's under pressure. And Krez is taking all the kills right now. He's getting his team back into this round. 2 versus 3. Davig is low, and of course, Twist is now here as well. Out of nowhere, it was a 2v5. This is now basically in Finest's favour, I would say, unless Davig can recover it, but no! They played beautifully as a team there. It's not something we expected going into it. We expected it to be Nuke or Overpass to have those stats.
Yeah, true. Opening pick found here by Movistar Riders, absolutely must-win round for them, considering that fact, and, well, considering they're still looking for their first round here as well. As you mentioned, on the stronger half will be Alex to shut down the aggressing Pless, and aggressive position being taken up by Mobiles, playing above the smoke. He's got Sunpayus in the backline. Lots of numbers here for the CT side right now. Not many numbers remaining for the T side. It's only Kriaz left. 20 seconds on the clock, and he's being flanked out. Dead man walking, fitting for Deaths to do the damage and seal the round. Movistar Riders are on. The three of them, right? Look at Pleasant. He's been able to creep his way up to the sandbags. Oh no, the audio cue. He isn't able to complete the jump up onto the top there. So he's actually a sitting duck. Free frag for Mopos. Back into the 3 versus 5. This is going to be forcing Finest hand in towards the B sides as well. Util raining in. That's going to telegraph the play rather. And Movistar riders are rotating accordingly. Finest. Are they trying to double pump this one? Yeah, they're still going to be committing. They can't afford to go for back-to-back 5 versus 3 saves. What sort of a message does that send?
No, they have to go for this one. They need some loss bonus, I think, at this stage. Alex will take one, Dest will take the other, and then Arke is just trying to hold the line from further back. He is worth a save for sure. Keeping the AWP into the next round. He has a Tech 9 to boot as well. Can even drop that Tech 9 to a teammate if he really wants to. And they're going to have something in the next. But other than that, it'll most likely be a full eco. He is being hunted, to be fair. And he's being hunted a lot. So this is going to be a tough one for him. Gets the first towards some pies. Everyone's pushing him down here. And they do remove the AWP from the equation. So that's going to...
Not even shot walking.
Yeah, exactly. Funny. What's not funny is the damage taken. And it's going to be hard for Finest to advance towards the site now. Look at Alex. He's playing the tight angle on top of the railing as well. Mopos will get caught out. That will mean that Alex is baited in and he gets a lovely 2-man spray down. That's really well played from that position. Not the easiest to get 2 kills. And Arcades is looking for a flank and finds it, but Shox will unfortunately lose his life. And again, with low health and 20 seconds, and Arcades might try and save again. They can afford to hunt again. They'll know it's an Arcades again. I'm not going to say it's like anything like James time, but right now it's certainly an Arcades time.
Yeah, he hasn't had as much impact as you would like with this AWP. Only the 2 kills so far here in the first 8 rounds. Certainly going to be looking. Because what do you do? It's not like there's just 1 or 2 small adjustments that needs to be made. Shox gets gifted a golden opportunity as Sun Pius misses a key shot. And now he's able to slink his way into the back lines.
That is, as you say, that is such a big kill because that just opens up a brand new path of opportunity. But, oh, it was about to be countered. It still might be, though. It still might be. Mopos is getting more kills down at the bottom of A ramp. And Shox, sure, while he did get that kill, dinked down to 10. And I guess we'll switch to the AK. Spot a player toward generator. Will smoke the right-hand side of it. So that allows a possible... push toward the site and to get it planted, but now David G is wary of shots coming in from the flank and he's saved by Mopos anyway, and then he'll just peek aggressively to stop the Anarcades bomb plant. That was really good. But by the way, going toward B here, Twist needs to find this duel and Deaths will send him off the side of the building. David G gets one as well, and Anarcades trades it. So at least we have a 3v3 because look at Pleasant. He's managed to take Mopos on the other side of the map. But David G playing very close. I think he might have heard a silent jump from Kriaz. When you're that close, you can hear a jump like that and he's looking for him. But Kriaz will still win the duel. What a big one that could be. That could be a round for Finest if the round goes that way. But still, Sunpius just pushes aggressively and fights back. Maybe that's why he didn't want the AWP, to play like that.
Yeah, good point. Gives him that maneuverability. Finest now just rushing in towards the safe bomb site. Alex hears the audio cue, so he's actually able to get himself onto the site, realizing that neither of these players are in position. Drops the smoke as well to buy even more time of which there's barely any. Fakes the plant to try and draw out the util. HE grenade does land on the mark and do some damage. Now they have to commit to the plant. 4 seconds left, and Narquez, he's taking too long. He should just be able to get the plant in time, but he's not covered. Plant's completed, but it doesn't matter. Alex is going to double down, does the damage round over Movistar riders. Devastating Finest.
That is full loss bonus, of course, and have done for a long time, so why not? They'll boost Shox up on the wooden plywood. Try and get a bit of a closer entry. Or look for the first and find it. He's expecting the player to be quad and not default. And we'll trade their way in. But Movistar still have an advantage here. And look at this again. 9 seconds to go. Has to plant in the smoke.
Oh, he's going to be able to get it down. Movistar riders are starting to close the gap, though. Not going to be wasting any time to kickstart this retake. Awkward positions here for Finest to work with, but Pleasant stands tall with that AK-47, tears off the heads of Alex and Mopez, announces his presence on that B bomb site. Now it's up to Sunpius with the AWP. It's his weapon of choice. Not for long, though. AK up next, gets the first, looks for the transfer, and with Pleasant as low as...
At the moment, Finest, if they get the last round of the half, they won't be unhappy with it. 6 on T is genuinely good. They won't be unhappy with 4. They will be unhappy with 4 with the way the half has gone after losing 9 in a row, but they can at least get 1 more. It's really not that bad. If you lose 9 rounds in a row and a half and get away with 5 rounds, that's pretty good.
Yes. Precisely, you almost would say Movistar Riders would be a little bit aggrieved that they weren't able to be more clinical and more dominant with the way they finish the half off if it does go that way. But it's the ace once again. Oh my god, Mopos just holds down the line.
How?
Individual peak after individual peak. He's able to punish them all.
This guy is just insane right now. He can't be stopped. Ramp is a no-go zone for Team Finest. Mopos,
though, have had to piece together this buy. 3 Galils, AK, Mac 10. Death draws first blood. Beautiful flashbang as well. They're not ready for him. He's able to get 3. Completely shuts Finest down single-handedly. And he lives to tell the tale. He's going to write the songs about himself. He doesn't need anybody to do it for him.
Yeah, and it's really been individual plays and holds on this CT half, especially in the last few rounds from Movistar, hasn't it? We saw Mopos get an ace early on against the anti-force buy. We saw Mopos get a 4K, just holding down ramp in that previous round, being the absolute rock-solid anchor. And now Death has showed up toward his B anchor as well. Some Pius has heard and guessed the possibility of an Arcades flanking round. That threat is dealt with. And now Shocks is left in 1v4. A big turning point in this game.
Yes.
Who knows?
Bang on, Trav. Could be pivotal for sure. Certainly not going to be counting Finest out from here. I mean, it was an abomination of a first half that came through from the majority Swedish squad, but we know how strong their CT side is on this map. So if they're able to maintain their composure, keep their heads, they can come back here. They can fight back. And Narke is just jump peeking for some information. He's got support from Kriaz, and Shocks is towards the site as well.
Yeah, 3 players holding this one. There's not much we got to do about this one, surely. And Arcades gets 2 more to add to his tally, and the trades are perfect. 4-round lead, but you never know. Flashes will be dropped down there by Mopos. He can't really use them from his position, so get his teammates to flash him in instead. That could be a good play. There are 2 players in here, and we can see the whole play, as you say, come in. Generator's been taken by the T side, but Shocks will stop Mopos. That's a spray straight through the smoke as well. That's unfortunate for him. Des holding the angle toward window, and he takes a really important frag. But it's still a 2v3. Nade comes in, does a little bit of chip damage to Kriaz, but the smoke fades at the wrong time for Alex. Now it's all down to Des, and he'll miss his first shot. He's being held from 2 different angles. He's not the AWPer of the team, and it shows, I'm afraid. Movistar Riders will fall by the wayside, and Finest get their 8th now.
Yeah, a little bit of a scary round there. I mean, Movistar Riders and an option to win this round. A way to get into the site.
Absolutely. 3v3, and look at the damage done now. Pleasant and Arcades. 20 odd health apiece. And that might be the call to fall back, honestly, but maybe not now, because Twister's found one on the flank. That will keep them interested in this one. Arcades is still looking at far, but it's a 3v2, and there's Pleasant. Alright then. It's all down to some Pius out of nowhere. Pleasant, playing the headshot angle toward double stack, gets one, but Arcades is not in position. It has to be all Twist here, you'd imagine. He's coming up from the flank, he'll spin around, and some Pius gets it, but Arcades trades immediately, and I think there's going to be enough time for the defuse. He's got a kit. It's all no problem at all for Arcades. He looked like he was off to save, but they've won the round.
Oh man, Twist has only side flashes over the top. Actually been a good job from Twist to stay covered, but it's going to be the frags that favor Movistar.
Okay, trades one back again though, and he can Molotov the default bomb plant position. Delay it a little bit longer. He spots the player jumping up, and that's a lovely flick. What a shot from Arcades. His couple of frags here could have kept his team in the round. Movistar's flashes were shining as bright as a star, it felt like, in that round. There were just so many piling in. You heard bang, 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 bang. But in the end, they haven't managed to get the plant down. With 45 seconds to go, it's actually making Finest think a little bit. They've made no noise whatsoever. So, and because of that, Finest are actually going to move off the angle and allow that plant to come in. And Arcades will repost up. The rifles are now with him in support. They have retake util in the form of 1 incendiary grenade, and all 3 of them have kits. Some Pius will be burnt back to the edge of the building. Can he hit some taps? First player spotted. He's going to need help from Alex. He's now 4 HP, and there we go. Alex has to perform. Gets 1. Second player's low. Finds it. It's now all down to Anarchist doing another 1v1, but he can't make it happen. And the third headshot from Alex is absolutely glorious.
12 scoreline, which means all that mega work that they did in the first half has been negated. It looks like they're going to try and go in towards the A-bomb side right now. Smoke, flash, HE grenade is all they have to their name, and Narke is going to be able to get the pick and get himself to safety.
Yeah. I've seen an Arcade continue to reface and get an ace before in this very situation, and he might even make it happen again.
Crap.
3 kills for an Arcade. He couldn't even make it a 4th. Look where Alex is. Flicks up for it. He's looking for all 5 of them, and how about that for an...
Fair enough. 4 versus 5. Movistar Riders find an opening pick, and this cannot go begging. They can't spill the round from here. Otherwise, it's 15-12 before they afford another full buy, assuming they don't get a plant in this round. Great kill from Sunpie, who's just clearing his way up the angle there. Catches Kriaz 5v3. Movistar Riders looking like the break has done them well.
Yeah, what did we say? Like, it's been so hard for them to win a gun round. It's been so hard for them to even get opening picks, and they've finally found a way back now. 5v3 to play with. 50 seconds. DavG with a standoff with Marquez toward gap, and that's a lovely peek from Sunpius. That's figured it out. Marquez, his heroics will not continue this time. And I'd imagine that Shox is going to try and plonk this incendiary on the plant spot. Try and get a spray. If he's lucky, they go for a retake.
They're going back with the bomb. Twister's here. He's on the angle. If he can get them both, that'd be huge. But he can only find the one. Oh, God.
I can't believe they went back.
20 seconds on the clock. Alex is going to be able to avoid. Wait, Shox has bypassed him. How has Shox gotten past Alex? Alex still going to try and make up for it. He makes his way to the side. He doubles down, taking a Narchez as well. Maybe alleviating enough pressure to find the plant. Pleasant standing on top of the ledge right now, looking for a gap in the smoke. Deaths will go down. Alex has to find the quad kill clutch to deny Finest map and match point. He has the AWP nonetheless. We saw him in an incredibly similar situation in 1v3. That was with the rifle. He takes Kriaz down. He knows where Pleasant is as well. Only 5 points of health to his name. To get it, but he won't. Pleasant through the plywood. Finds the frag, and Finest to 15.
Oh, how was it even that close? How did Movistar even get that much progress in that situation? Movistar must be cursing their luck right now. Pleasant with a dirty second kill, and he's sticking around for more. You'll finally get punished. But Team Finest have a 4v3 on the CT side to close this out. And Narchez has the line toward gap, and he's peeking aggressively, but the flash is absolutely brilliant. Perfect from Sunpie to send Mopoz in. And now they can advance toward the site. A grenade helps out toward DavG. And again, we have a clutch situation. This time, a 2v2. Sunpius and Mopoz versus Twist and Shox. Bomb to be picked up. 30 seconds to go, but Shox is in on the flank.
Sunpius is checking it. He goes back. With only 25 seconds left on the clock, he goes back to check the flank. It's only Twist left, and Mopoz knows that he's got him boxed in the corner. Twist steps out, and he steps into his grave. Mopoz buries the bullet into his brain, and it's 15-15, time for overtime. And
I don't mind that, but as you say, in the meantime, they've given up the A bomb site because of it. Thankfully, Narchez is here, but he's now completely smoked off. Sunpius' clutch in the previous round could be huge for momentum and to keep Movistar in this series. Pleasant's grenade, though, it takes down the bomb planter, and now there's so much pressure on Mopoz and Deaths. And Narchez has the line, will get spammed down, but he's continuing to face. Of course he is. That's a Narchez. And now, even though the bomb's planted, it's going to be impossible for Mopoz to swing. And Finest recover to equalize the game again.
So funny, Kriaz actually able to find the M4A1S that he dropped so much earlier.
He won back, but Movistar have that 4v3. Pleasant on the back of the site. The one man who's been making all these aggressive plays and been relatively successful throughout the whole game needs to do it again. Spots Alex, flash from a teammate comes in. Alex is very blind, but he avoids the bullets and then will focus on Mopoz instead, or will he? That's really nice patience from Movistar. You can easily rush into those situations.
Why are they saving? Oh, he's not. Sorry.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Round's over anyway.
Yeah.
Movistar are going to take a 17-16. But yeah, in those situations, Movistar, you can easily rush in. You've got 12 seconds and you're worried about players being on the site, but they were so...
But if Finest can find these 2 kills without incurring too many losses, it may be trading 2 for 1. That would be fantastic. Mopoz forced to drop the molly. 30 seconds left on the clock. Well timed at that. Sunpius, does he get ahead of the smoke? The flashes are really good. That's actually going to be forcing him back from where he came. Now it's going to be about chaos. Who can maintain their composure? Who's got the cleaner communication? It's going to be Mopoz who gets himself another kill. Shox finally able to activate.
Wow.
My God, himself and Kriaz just deal a 1-2 punch there between the two of them. That should be enough to get the plant. That molly's going to be late on the scene. Shox doesn't have much health. but he completes the plant and gets off the site.
Oh, I say gets off the site. He gets off the Molotov, and that's the most important thing, but it means he's open to connector, and Deaths will take him down. It's now Kriaz. What a time to step up this would be. He needs both these kills, and they have a smoke on the bomb already. Obviously, both have a few kits in overtime. Always peeking wide, but he'll take his head off. Will Death. That they're going to have to be ready to fly, basically, tonight. That's a... Oh, my goodness, what's just happened? Some Pious has killed Shox, and Twist, directly behind him in ladder, took a tag through the wall. Can you believe that? This round could be over, and this map could be over through that one bullet.
That is outrageous. That is insane. Plessen also being taken down. 5v3. We saw Finest bottle a 5v3 of their own to close this map out, and with that, the series, Trav. Will Movistar Riders... Will they have the same blunder? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Look at the plays they're making. Calculated. Not rush of the blood to their head and try and finish off the game as quickly as they can. They're composed right now. Sankaios might get caught up by the boost, takes damage, but he's alive to tell the tale.
He is, and this is the difference between these two teams at the moment, isn't it? We saw Plessen go super aggressive when they had match point, and in the end it didn't pay off for him despite 2 kills. And now look at Anarquez. If he shifts into this angle, Davy has the huge off angle on the edge of the stairs. I can't believe that one bullet from some Pious to get that collateral onto a Twist behind him in ladder could be a deciding factor of this game.
Oh, timing.
Twist will get swung on by Alex, and now Kriaz is last alive. His legs will be spotted by Davy. I'm afraid this map is over. Finest have had their chance, but it's going to be a ridiculous comeback victory for Movistar Riders. This is the reality we live in, and this is the reality of the pistol round so far, because Alex from the balcony is about to get spammed down. Unfortunately, backs up into the ladder, and well, that'll make him a little bit inaccurate, I'm afraid. And Twist is going super aggressive, and that's a perfect start for Team Finest here. They're going to get a bomb plant, and if they don't overpeak Davy and Mopoz, it should be the perfect start.
Yeah, should indeed. Finest looking to just try and put to bed what happened on the previous map and come back fighting immediately in the next. It's going to be Mopoz looking for the flank, although there's nobody offering themselves up from Finest. Smart post-plant positions being taken up, and they've actually spotted Mopoz up. Not only that, they've taken down his teammate, so it is going to be, yeah, and pretty much easy pistol round here for Finest, who should have been settling into a grand final against Eternal Fire. But now if they're going to get themselves a spot in that final, it's going to have to be through Mirage. And Trav, we've already, highlighted it. Let's look at it even more. Towards their dash comes through. They blinded up. Shox isn't, however, so at least he's able to adjust and get the kill. Mopoz, though, nice adjustment from him to catch Plessen up close. I don't think they're going to be expecting the player in the side, especially not with Mopoz taking the attention away from the broken wall. This is where Alex needs to get in on the act, and he will be able to get a kill.
Look at the health. Shox 9, Twist 30. At least take Alex, but now he's having to run away and keep that AK into the next round. The Force Buy is going to be successful, Hayes, and we see that so often with the prowess of the Movistar guys, with the Scout and the Deagles and such. And Twist is so far away, he's almost on the opposite side of the map. Forced a little bit of a rotation coming in toward the murder hole. Mopoz is about to have a glance. Twist might catch him, or timing's not going either team's way so far, but he actually will have a little bit of an information play there. Peek toward window, and Anarchist is still trained on it, and look at the timing for Deaths as well. That's not going to work out either. Kriaz peeks from Palace at exactly the right time, and now Twist is in window. Spots the gun barrel of Davy. He's going to try and catch him before he falls back to market, and he does just that. Finest have found a way through, and it leaves some Pious to save the M4. Now, Money's in a spot where they're going to have a full buy in the next round, I think with the AWP as well on some Pious' back. But this is a critical round for Finest, and they've done it with every single one of their players, at least the ones who are alive, getting a kill each.
Yeah, almost a team ace coming through. But, yeah, important win for Finest in this round, Trav. Just making a statement, right? Bit of a landmark for them. Obviously, it's not a super massive round for them to win, but it's just making a statement by winning this first gun round here on the T side.
Some Pious versus Anarchist. It's been a fascinating one so far, and that's a really nice adjustment from Plessen, actually, with the M4. And Shox is going to remove that AWP from the equation. Not before he takes Anarchist with him, but that's a really nice find from Shox. Death has gone down. Now Mopoz needs to fight out. He gets one. And look at the line being held by Davy. It might not matter anymore. Mopoz has done the heavy lifting here. Pleston is 1v2 with 20 seconds to go. The bomb is very much obtainable. He will grab it. He won't even fake it. I'll get it down as quickly as possible. Mopoz and Davig both have kits, even an incendiary, even a smoke, even a flash. They have everything they need to retake this one. Molotov in already, but Pleston's repositioned towards Sandwich, and that could be pretty good. Will they expect this at all? Mopoz is going to have a little glance at it. Spots player crossing toward triple. Doesn't expect it. It's a very laboured spray there on the first. Wow. I really thought for a second he was about to be behind the B players, and that's completely cancelled Finest's plan. Look, they were bringing the bomb toward B. They might still go B ultimately, but imagine they could have had a clear sight if they didn't check Twist there.
No, exactly. When you get a backstab in that situation as the T player, it's almost a guaranteed round win. Now Sunpius is going to get called into action. Collateral, he lets both of the players, but he doesn't kill either of them. Okay. Shox gets a frag, as does Krias, but it's been Mopoz who mops up towards apartments. Great multi-kill coming through from him. Won't be able to finish off the sequence, but there's more than enough time here for DVG to just walk out, deny the plants, and seal the deal in the round.
Yep, and pick up a free. And Davig, oh, the timing on Shox. Poor old Shox. Big shadow advantage now for Davig. And that is unlucky. Shox is looking between two different angles there and tasked with looking for info at Palace and Ramp. And in the meantime, that forces Finest to look for a pick toward B, and some Pius is already here. It's looking very clean at the moment from Movistar.
Yeah, lovely angle being taken up by Sunpius, but Anarcha is at least able to get the trade on his teammates. However, he doesn't expect Deaths to be right there, raring and ready to go. Deaths even going to add another to his tally. Beautiful timing on the repeat there. Pleasant thinking he's just going to try and preserve his life, and that leads to him catching Pleasant completely off guard. 6-2, about to be 7-2, and this was an all-important gun round as well, Trav. So things starting to get out of control really quickly here for Finest, particularly when you consider that the only rounds they've won so far was the pistol round, and then the first gun round where Movistar Riders were trying.
Krias holding the angle, waiting for someone just to make an error, but I very much doubt Movistar are going to give away a man advantage here. There are two players on B for this play coming in. And 20 seconds to go, they're going to pop.
Oh, angle's good, misses the shot though. Mopoz towards the van. Can't really do much because of the smoke that's impeding his vision. And Krias has been able to work his way around the site. Barely any time, and the bomb's dropped towards van. So that's a consolation frag at best from Krias, because he now needs to shift his focus to retrieving his C4. There's still DVG to play with behind the broken wall as well. Man, oh man, move.
Has just been telegraphed. Davig is under pressure, but the rotations are coming in. Sunpius is here. Mopoz is re-aggressive for another kill. And there are 2 kills in response. But Sunpius still has that line, as I said, and it re-drops the bomb. What do they do about this? They have to cross and get it. Oh, it's dangerous. Thankfully, there's a bit of utility up. Now they can take some long-range duels. Alex, oh, he gets caught on the bricks. Some poor movement there. And now this round's back on.
Deaths, does he try and phase through the smoke? Both of the players in towards market right now for Movistar Riders. Sunpius with the AWP, Deaths with the rifle, nade. Yeah, does a chunk of damage, and it's going to be Krias who gets the kill. Means Deaths has to clutch, and they know exactly where he is. Huge damage done to Pleasant, but it's not going to matter. Krias steps out and gets an integral frag. Bomb site. There's one player in apartments. Oh no! There's no information or communication. It's actually a bit of a fake towards A. Finest threw so much utility over towards that side that Mopoz just nonchalantly jumps out of apartments, but straight into his death he flies. And I don't think there's any way for Movistar Riders to salvage this one.
No, it looks like 9-6 actually is going to happen. Of course, there's utility to throw in. That's going to be a pretty decent grenade, and it will take Krias out of the round. They do have a couple of flashes and a smoke as well. But Twist has got a nice off angle towards short. The flash will be to clear out ladder room, not to clear out the main part of the site. And that's a really smart reposition from Twist. That's years of experience coming into play there. They already flashed it out, realised he wasn't there, and they found him. And it's a brilliant hold from Team Finest. They get why they've beaten the teams they have beaten in the past in various events, such as GG2 and stuff like that. Maybe he just spots the arm of Krias there and realises I probably shouldn't peek with a flash out. So gets his gun out and takes the frag, and that will be round over. It's going to be 12-6 Movistar Riders. They might have a free AK there for Shox, but that's probably the only thing they're going to have. Maybe an important save, because at least they'll have a gun, so they'll have full range to buy up all the utility they want into the next round. But yeah, as you say, it's absolutely right. Factor the factor of them being a huge chance to get that money, as you say. And the 20k coming for second place is absolutely unbelievable. Possibility. But at the moment, Movistar are making their way up connector, and they're up connector a bit farther than Finest were expecting. And Arcus is looking at it, but he's missed a critical opening shot. That could be problematic. And Shox will get the opening kill, but it's a 2v2 on that site take. And it's a very, very tight battle in window. It needs to have a trade from Plesson, and he only just makes it happen. And in the meantime, Kriaz on that secondary AWP has taken Mopos out. So actually, Finest have a 2v1 here. And it's all down to Davy. This is a very, very doable clutch. With Plesson on 9 health and Kriaz on the AWP. I'm not sure he has a rifle to switch to as of yet. When does Davy choose to swing here? He will at some point, I'm sure. The arm might be spotted before. He needs to be worried. Oh, he's going to take out a grenade. That's the time for Davy to swing, surely. There it is. There's one kill. And now it's all down to Kriaz. Where is he? Does he know where he's coming from? Well, he's going to know now. He spots the utility coming from CT. Flash coming over the top. Kriaz will peek with a pistol out and not the AWP. But he's not doing so as of yet. Worried about the B apartments as well. 4v4 at least for Finest. They're still in the round, but they're so low on 2 players. Davy is making a play, but Kriaz wins the duel, a critical one as well. Now they're going to be going toward B, right into the scope of Anarquez. Sunpice just about avoids that first one, and he gets a quick scope as he drops toward the site as well. That's the AWP gone, and he almost transfers to take Twist, but not to be. Twist gets from underpass. To group up together. Plesson on the line. Gets the first headshot. It's a really big one as well, but he's being pinched from short. And that's a really big trade from Davy. But Kriaz is here on the secondary AWP as well. And that's a beautiful flick up to find him. 16 seconds to go. Sunpice has to peek him and does. What a fantastic find that is. But Twist could be about to deny the bomb plant. That's a big miss from Sunpice. But look at the time. The bomb's on the site with 5 seconds to go. And Twist could be about to win this round for his team. He hears the footsteps and he survives to finish it off. Even takes Alex down after time. We'll try and creep up and at least recover the round to an even situation. But look at this. Twist and Shox are both here. Funnily enough, if Davy just walked through jungle right now, he might get both of them in the back, but of course he can't know that. Shox in position. Davy needs to face connector and face jungle, but in the end it's only a 1-for-1. And Anarquez is in position as well. Alex needs this frag, and he actually gets Twist. What a big frag that could prove to be. And Kriaz is whiffing. Oh my goodness, that could almost have been a disaster. But he gets away with it. Great flash from Alex, but he switches to the AK on the floor to try and get an insta-frag. In the opening stages of round 28, look at the damage done to Sunpice. More grenades coming in, even more. Plesson and Anarquez combined with the damage to take that frag, and Shox on the other AWP as well. It was Kriaz on the secondary earlier, now it's Shox. 5v3 for Finest. 2 more players to find now as Twist takes Mopos. Surely they can't find a way to lose a 5v2. There's Plesson on the elevated angle in mid. And Alex must be wondering what on earth has happened. Finest recover after an insane series to take map 3 and go through to the grand final of the Pinnacle Cup. And